What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. We're gonna do something completely different today, and I'm gonna be window tinting my dad's truck. I'm just gonna be doing his driver's side door here. It is wrinkled up and he has got to the point where he can't see out of it. So I'm gonna kind of just not do a whole lot of talking. I'm just gonna go through the process and let you guys see that it's not too hard of a job for you to do on your own. So let's jump right into it. I'm gonna start by removing the door panel, give myself access. I'm gonna bring you guys in. All right, guys, I'm gonna start with taking the door panel off to give myself access to the bottom of the window. Whenever we get into the next step, I'm gonna need access. So this is the first time that I'm working on a Ford Ranger as far as being able to pull off the door and just get inside the workings of this truck. So we're just gonna kind of learn together. This is a 2004 Ford Ranger, so let's get on right in it. Looks like we're learning together, folks. We got one hidden screw under here. You don't want to get in too much of a hurry doing this. You'll break something and then it won't go back right. What I did there is just kind of start pulling and seeing where the door panel isn't wanting to come free, and then just start kind of digging into that area to see what's going on. And there was a screw right there, so that should have been it. And I think that we're going to be able to probably leave this door panel just hang, so it should just come straight up now. There we go. And then it should just hang down out of our way. All right, next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna remove this weather strip from the bottom of the door here. That's gonna allow us to, whenever we put our film on, we're gonna cut along the bottom seam, and then whenever we put this molding back on, it will cover where we cut. That's the only reason that I'm removing it. Simple as that. Set it out of our way. All right, so I've got to remove the film here, and the way I need to do that is I need to use a steamer and heat up all of this window to loosen up the glue to remove this film from the window. So the way I'm going to hold the heat in is I'm going to take a trash bag, I'm going to tape it around the outside here, or the inside of the door, to hold in the steam as I steam it. So let me get this put on, and we'll be right back. All right, we got it taped down. If you're curious what kind of steamer I'm using, it's called a McCulloch, and we are hot. As you can see, we got the green arrow telling us that we're good to go. And this particular model has a handle that you can press down and keep it held. So we're gonna put that up in the door so that way we don't have to hold the button and get steam all over us. So let's get to it. All right, I've heated it up pretty well, and we're gonna get in here and see if we can start to peel up an edge, and then we'll go back to steaming it. And then we'll start to peel it as we steam it. That's the hope anyway. Sometimes these things are really, really hard to get off, so we'll see if it actually works out on this one. All right, we got a little corner peeled up. I'm gonna try to work from there, heat it up, and start peeling. That's it. Now we got to clean up some of the sticky residue left, and we're going to clean that up with some alcohol and some soapy water. Just go through a few different things to try to get this sticky residue off the window. All right, I got myself a little bit of soapy water. I'm going to start out with that, trying to knock some of this off. Also using a razor blade to help me scrape. Just be careful whenever you do this. Don't have too much of an angle on your razor blade toward the glass. You can actually gouge it or cut it. So keep it nice and flat and just work along with it nice and slow. Yuck. I realize now why this window actually wrinkled up. It's because there was 35% film under it, and then they just tinted over it. So as a practice, folks, don't put film over old film. That'll happen. So we're going to continue to work on this and try to get this off as well. We got Heat Shield Plus. Nah, I don't know. This is just some cheap stuff from, I don't know, one of the big box stores. So anyway, this is just the cheapest film that you can really buy. This isn't going to be some show truck or something that my dad's worried about. All he's concerned with is being able to see out his window and protect his interior for a little bit. You should be able to get at least 3 years out of this. And worst case scenario, if this fades or peels or whatever it does, I can peel it back off and put another coat of this stuff on. No big deal. So this is what we picked up. I'm going to measure this out and get it stuck on the window here. And I'm going to show you the process of how I measure and figure out how to get clean lines on this window. All right, guys. So we got our film unrolled here. All I did, I took it and I stuck it up to the window here, and I made sure that I had enough width-wise to cover the entire window. And took a little knife, made a little cut here. Now I'm gonna take this special little tool here, which is, you can use it for cutting wrapping paper or anything like that. It makes a nice straight cut. I'm just gonna lay it flat up against the roll here, and I should be able to rip a straight line all the way down. Let's hope that that's a deal anyway. All right, now we got our film cut. I'm just going to take this and I'm going to spray the window here and stick it to the inside of the window here. And I'm going to try to press it in as close as I can to the edges and get a rough kind of cut of the shape of the window here. And I'll kind of show you what I'm trying to achieve doing this. All right, so we're going to get this slid up into the corner where we don't see any more daylight. Once it's where it needs to be, I'm going to lock it down with my squeegee here. That way I don't have to worry about it moving around on me once I've worked hard to get it into place. So we're going to keep working this around all the way to the window edge. We might break out the heat gun if it's necessary, but it's not looking like we're going to need to on this. Just because everything's working in really, really nice. Try to get our edge, our bottom edge cut, just to get it out of our way. Kind of work everything down, making sure that it's tight so that way you can get a clean cut. I'll start out in the corner here. that piece out of our way, we're going to cut a slit in this corner here so that way we can lay this edge flat. That way we can get a straight cut on this side. Go straight to the corner and cut you a little notch out where this piece will lay flat. Don't cut too far in or it'll show when you lay the film in. So squeegee this down, get it as tight as possible in there. Take your knife, come in that edge here, and cut straight down. Pull this out of our way, and that is a nice, straight, clean cut. Now we're going to use our knife and lay it on the window's edge here. Give you guys a good look at that. We're going to lay it up against the top of the window here. We're going to use it as a guide for us to cut this window contour out. So we're going to get to that. Just start in one little area, kind of saw in just a little bit, and then you go in a straight line along the top of the windshield or the window. We have a little corner left in there at the edge. I'll get to that in a minute. But we're going to go back the other way, doing the same thing. You may need to trim just a few times just to get it exactly right. But so far, we're looking pretty good. All right, now that we've got the window as cleanly cut as we can, we're going to pull this off. I did make sure that whenever I laid this down and cut this, that the protective film or the part that you peel off that is keeping the sticky side protected from dust and everything like that is on the proper side. If you put this on and your protective film was facing you and then you cut it and then you flip it around, it would be the wrong way for the window. So just keep that in mind whenever you do this, that you need to do those things ahead of time, because if not, you'll do all of that work and you'll realize, oh crap, I did it backwards, and then you'll have to redo it. So let's get this peeled off. We're going to clean the window again, squeegee everything down, get all of the dust that we can away from the window, because the last thing you want is to put this on, do all of this work, and then there'll be a big piece of dust under your tint. So let's get it cleaned. We're just going to stick this film on the back side of the window to keep it protected. And it'll be ready for us whenever we need it. We got another brand new razor blade. We're going to spray the window down, razor blade one more time, and just keep spraying a couple times just to get as much dirt and debris off of this window as possible. You cannot get it too clean. Once we get our last scraping in, we're going to wet down the window completely again. We're going to go back to the other side of the window, pull our protective film off, spray it down as well, bring it over to this side, and quickly stick it to the window. Just spraying it down as I work this backing off, just to keep any dust from sticking. Spray it down one last time. Set this out of our way, and then we're just going to bring it around and put it into place. All right, once you've got it laid into place and you're happy with it, make sure that you are covering, there's no sunlight coming through in any of your corners, even in the bottom. You can see that there's no sunlight, and I have left myself enough room over the top of the lip of the window to trim later on. So let me get this stuck down and show you how I do it. Start from the middle. I'm going to use the felt side of this. Go up and go down for the middle. Now I'm going to go in a T pattern. Go all the way to one side, all the way to the edge, and go back the opposite way to the other side. And now it's completely stuck and won't move. Now I'm just going to keep working this out toward the edges, and then we'll be done with that, and then we'll do our trimming. All right, we've worked out all of our soapy water mixture. I'm just going to kind of wipe the window down just to make sure that I can see what I'm doing and that there actually is all the water, soapy water mixture pushed out. Kind of clean my squeegee here. Go back over it just to make sure. Push all the way to your edges. And we're gonna hope and pray that whenever I cut this top part, that I don't jack it up, because that is the very last part. All right, now we're just gonna reassemble everything and get it all buttoned back up. Process is the exact same, just a reverse order. Nothing complicated. Except for maybe trying to get the door lock into that little hole. That might be a little difficult, but I think we'll get it done. All right, guys, that's how you win to tint yourself. Hopefully that helps any of you guys that are afraid to tackle this challenge. It's really not that difficult. It just takes a little patience and practice. You know, this stuff's pretty inexpensive, so you can screw up as many times as you want or as much as your wallet will allow. So don't be afraid to jump in there and give these types of projects a try. So I appreciate you guys watching, and we'll catch you on the next one. Bye.